I often catch myself drifting back, reliving the choices that unraveled my life at 27. That was the year I stood torn between my best friend Noah and my boyfriend Jacob. A choice I couldn't fully make, or refused to, altered everything. Even now, years later, the weight still presses heavy on my chest. Noah had been my anchor for as long as I could remember. We met in high school, two awkward kids trading playlists and whispering dreams late into the night. Over time, our friendship grew into a bond one guarded fiercely. He was the person I called when life broke me or lifted me. He brought takeout and bad movies when the world felt unbearable. His presence was comfort, steady and familiar, like home. Yet underneath, I sensed something more. A glance that lingered, a hug held a beat too long. Unspoken feelings I pretended weren't there. I convinced myself Noah was just being Noah. Our friendship was too sacred to gamble on romance. Then Jacob appeared. I met him at a friend's wedding, where laughter and champagne filled the room. He stood by the bar, his dark hair glinting under the lights, and when our eyes met, it felt like electricity shot through me. We talked all evening about nothing and everything. By the end of the night, he had my number and a promise. He called the very next day. What followed was a love that burned fast and fierce. Jacob was everything Noah wasn't. Bold, impulsive, passionate. He made me feel alive, like we were living inside a storybook romance. Flowers without reason, sudden weekend trips, kisses that left me breathless. I was swept away, certain I had found the love I'd always imagined. But as the months passed, fractures appeared. Jacob began asking about Noah. At first it was small things. How long we'd known each other, why we spent so much time together. I'd laugh, tell him Noah was like a brother. But his discomfort grew. His jaw would tighten whenever Noah's name slipped out. He insisted men and women couldn't just be friends. I dismissed it as insecurity. Noah was harmless, wasn't he? And didn't Jacob know I loved him? Looking back, I see how blind I was. The truth crept in like fog, subtle but suffocating. It started with late nights, drinks with Noah instead of going home. I told myself it was innocent, but each night grew longer, each conversation heavier, lines blurred in ways I didn't want to admit. His hand would brush mine, and my heart would race. I laughed too freely, lingered too long, and then returned to Jacob with lies about brutal days at work. Guilt gnawed at me. I wasn't unfaithful in body, not yet, but in spirit I was. I was giving Noah what belonged to Jacob. I justified it to myself. Jacob's jealousy was suffocating. Noah simply understood me better. But deep down, I knew it was betrayal. It all shattered one night. Jacob had been withdrawn for days, his warmth replaced by a cold distance. I came home, late to find him sitting on the couch, phone in hand. He didn't look at me when he asked, "Where were you?" His tone was even, but sharp. My excuse stumbled out, but he cut me short. "Don't lie. I saw your location. You weren't at work. You were with him." The air collapsed. I tried twisting the truth, painting it as a group outing. He didn't believe me. He stood, his voice breaking as he told me how much he loved me, how he fought to trust me despite his doubts. "I'm not paranoid," he said. "I see how he looks at you, how you light up with him, and you keep choosing him over me." He asked me to block Noah, to cut him out of my life. Not a demand, but a plea. from a man exhausted by second place. That was my moment to choose him, to protect what we had. Instead, I grew defensive. My voice rose, accusing him of being controlling. Noah's my best friend, I shouted. You don't get to take him away just because you're insecure. The fight escalated, words slashing like blades until Jacob grabbed a duffel bag. I can't do this anymore, he said, tears in his eyes. I deserve better. And then he left, slamming the door behind him. The silence afterward was unbearable. For days, I wandered the apartment like a ghost. I missed his laugh, his off-key singing in the kitchen, the warmth of his arms. My calls went unanswered, my texts unread, and in the emptiness, I turned to Noah. He was there, like always, ready with a hug and comfort. But it wasn't the same. The thrill was gone, replaced by the bitter knowledge that he was a distraction, not salvation. Desperate to untangle my mess, I started therapy. I told my story from start to finish, the friendship, the love, the betrayal. My therapist didn't judge, just listened as I dug through the whys. Why the lies? Why Noah when I had Jacob? Months passed before I saw it. Clearly, I had been afraid to lose Noah's safety net, afraid to commit fully to Jacob, afraid of myself. Noah was my escape, and clinging to him destroyed something beautiful. Eventually, I let Noah fade from my life, not with drama, but with silence. Fewer texts, fewer meetups, until there was nothing. I needed space to heal, to become myself again. And in that distance, I understood Jacob's side. His plea wasn't about control. It was about trust, about protecting what we built. I was too stubborn to see it then. Years later, I still think of Jacob. Friends tell me he's happy now, with someone new. I'm glad for him. As for me, I've grown. That chapter was a painful lesson, but it taught me what love is: honesty, respect, and the courage to set boundaries. I lost Jacob because I didn't understand that then. Now I do, and I carry that lesson, hoping one day I'll love someone the way he deserved.